Stay with me as I show you step by step on how to cut and sew this beautiful Bubu Kaftan gown for a professional finish. So let's get started. So to carry on this project, we are using 2.5 yards of this crepe fabric and the black combination. So we are going to fold our fabric into 4. After folding into 4, I'm going to check what I have. For the sleeve, I have 18 inches. So I'm going to take the neck width of 3.5. After marking 3.5, I'm going to take the back neck depth of 2 inches. I'm going to connect the 2 inches to the neck width. Next, I'm going to take the front neck depth of 7 inches. I'm going to connect that 7 inches to the neck width in a V pattern. Okay, so at this point you can use your long straight ruler to connect the V neckline. So next I'm going to take 1.5 for the shoulder slant. I'm going to connect it to the neck width as shown. So you can still use your ruler to connect it. After that, we are now going to take the sleeve circumference of 11 inches plus the seam allowance for the sewing. So on that line, I'm going to impute the bust circumference. So the bust circumference we are working with is 50 divided by 4, which will give us 12.5. So I'm marking 12.5 without adding any seam allowance. So our seam allowance is inside of it. So next, I will place my tape from the starting point. I'm going to mark 16.5, which is the true waist length. On that line of the 16.5, I'm going to impute the bust circumference of 12.5 as well. After marking it, I am going to slant my tape and then take the measurement in an A-line manner all the way down. So see what I'm doing. I'm going to place my tape from the true waist as shown, and then I'm going to slant the tape to the hem of the gown and then draw my lines all the way down. So after marking all the way down, the next thing is to adjust my fabric again and then connect it from the true waist to the bust, and then from the bust I'm going to make a little curve. Just watch what I'm doing. I'm going to make the curve and sink it into the sleeve circumference. After that, we are done marking, so we are going to take the full length of the gown. The full length of the gown we are working with is 58 inches. So I'm going to place my tape from the starting point and then I'm going to mark 58 inches all the way down. So after marking, it is time for us to cut what we have all out. So we are done cutting. The next thing we are going to do is to remove our pin and then separate the front from that of the back. Okay, so you see now I have separated the back panel. So this other one on the table, we are going to arrange it very well in order for us to drop the neckline for that of the front. So after arranging, I'm going to take the neck depth we've marked already for the front in that V pattern. So see what I did. From the neck width, I had to place my tape to mark 3 inches. So I'm going to mark 3 inches all the way. So after marking 3 inches at that point of that V, okay, you see where I marked, I'm going to mark 3 inches as well. So the next thing I'm going to do, from that point now, I'm going to place my tape and mark 2.5. I will connect it to the upper part. So after connecting to the upper part, I'm going to see that part I marked is the true waistline. So from the shoulder to that true waistline, I'm marking 2.5. After marking 2.5, I'm going to connect it to that point of the true waist. Okay, so I will place my tape and mark 2.5. Then after that, I'm going to draw my material all the way down because the down part will be wider. So I'm going to mark 5 inches at the down part. So I had to use my tape to connect it all the way down. Okay, so if you have a long straight ruler, make use of it. So you see, after marking, we are not going to cut what we have. All we need to do is to mark exactly what we have on our black fabric. So we are using a bridal satin. We are going to infuse hairstay on it, and the measurement we are using is about 9 inches or 10 inches on fold. So I had to place the main gown, that's the front panel, on top of the wall, the black that we folded. You see, now I have placed it. After placing it, I am going to mark the exact neckline. Okay, so after marking the neckline, I am going to mark the 3 inches, the shoulder stand first of all, and then the 3 inches that we mark. After marking it, I'm going to go to the true waist. At that length of the true waist, I'm going to mark the length, and after that, I'm going to remove the fabric. So now we are going to connect the 3 inches just the way we did on the fabric. I'm going to mark 3 inches at that point and connect it to the neck width. I'm going to mark the next 3 inches, and then coming down to that part, I'm going to mark 2.5. At that point of 2.5, I will draw a straight line and I will mark 3 inches as well to connect it. Okay, so I marked the 3 inches and connected it. So I'll go to the true waist and mark 2.5. So from that point of 2.5 at the true waist, I am going to connect it to the neck. So after connecting it, the next thing, I'm going to adjust my fabric, and then at the full length of the black fabric, we are using 58 inches. So measure your full length. After taking your full length, at the hem of the black fabric where your full length terminated, you are going to mark 5 inches on fold. The essence of doing this is because we don't want the down part to be as the same measurement as that of the upper part. So I'm going to place my tape on fold, and then I'm going to mark 5 inches. After marking 5 inches, I'm going to connect it from the true waist all the way down to the hem of the black. Okay, so that is what I am connecting. After connecting, we are going to cut it out, and then we are going to infuse stay on it. So we are done cutting. This is what we have, the front and the combination. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to put stay on the combination, and then after which I'm going to place it to the wrong side of the main fabric. Okay, see how I am placing it. Right side will face the wrong side. I will use my sewing machine to sew it. I will notch it and flip it over to the front side, and then the two sides, that side I am holding, I'm going to fold it half an inch all the way down and sew it, and do the same for the other part. So we are going to sew the neckline for the back. So we are using bias to turn the neckline, after which we'll iron it to bring it and show so you. We are done sewing the front side. So this is how it is looking after sewing. So we ironed it out. Next, we are going to use our trimming to place on that part. Okay, so we are going to use the trimming to do the finishing around the edge to beautify it. So after placing it on it very well, I'm going to use my sewing machine to sew it all the way down. I'll do the same for this other part, and then I'm going to sew it all the way down. After sewing it, the next thing is for me to place the right side of the fabric, right side facing each other. That's the back and the front panel. I'm going to join the shoulder as shown, after which I will bring it. So after joining the trimming and the shoulder, this is what we are having. It is looking very beautiful. So the next thing we are going to do now is to open up the sleeve and then fix the black fabric on the sleeve. So I have opened it up, and this is the black fabric we are using. So I folded it half inch inwards as shown. Okay, so I'm going to place it on the table, and then place the sleeve inside of it inwards by half an inch. Just see how I placed it. I will now place the other part, the open part on it, and then I'm going to use my sewing machine to sew it all the way down. I will do the same for the other part. I will bring it. So we are done sewing the black combination on the sleeve. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to flip it over to the wrong side and arrange the fabric very well on the table, as you can see. So next I am going to use half an inch to sew it all the way down. I'm going to do the same for the other part, after which I'm going to hem the downside of the gown with 1 inch. Our model will wear it for us. The final result of this outfit is so perfect. So thank you so much for watching. If you found this tutorial helpful, please like this video, leave a meaningful comment, and share it with someone who loves sewing. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that you don't miss out on our sewing tutorials weekly. See you in the next video. This is Lois Addah, and happy sewing.